The third tip that I learned and is very, very crucial is the letting go of expectations and outcome. Why is this the case? Because in 2012, I was doing extremely well in my consultation, but I only had 24 hours. I decided to expand into retail of auspicious clothing and jewelry wear, thinking that I can hire people to help me expand my business. Then by 2016, I had to let it go. I'll explain to you a little bit more. And in 2017, because I knew 2020, I'm going into a new luck cycle. That's going to be my 6th luck cycle. If any of you are familiar with Bazi, you will know that in our 6th luck cycle, there will be a clash with our month pillar. For anybody that's working, when there's a clash of your month pillar, you will generally be having to face changes either with your job, your career, your boss. But if you are in your own business, it will mean that there will be a change of your clientele. So I didn't want the change to land on me, so I needed to start to prepare. So I looked a little further into my Bazi pillar and realized that the direct officer or diplomat profile is in it. Then I basically said, maybe I should just open up a few paths to see what works for me, right? So the diplomat profile can mean going back and working with corporate. The diplomat profile can also mean building my brand name. Then in 2017, I basically spent the next 2.5 years, okay, building my skill sets in facilitation, taking a diploma in curriculum development, working with the school and the Singapore government to get my course approved so that it becomes subsidized. On top of that, as part of the curriculum development, I even wrote a book interviewing more than 100 leaders across Asia to understand what are the strategies moving forward, and also participating in a lot of speaking events to advance my branding. But then 2020 came, COVID happened, my course was approved for face-to-face training. The school that I work with relied on overseas students. Of course, I couldn't do the course because we are on lockdown. The school had to be sold off. So 2.5 years of my effort just went down the drain. Then at the same time, I also opened up another platform where I was helping trainers connect with corporates, and I did online summit series itself. But similarly, because of COVID, I had to let that business go as well. So if I were to investigate and look at it from a Bazi chart perspective, it's quite interesting. So this is how Bazi can give you an insight and maybe help you with letting go as well. I started the brick and mortar retail in 2012. In 2016, I had a tribe punishment in my Bazi chart that causes a lot of emotional turmoil, where my staff betrayed me, a lot of things happened in the family, my business had a lot of problems. So I had to bite the bullet and basically close the business, donate away more than $20,000 worth of clothing, and move on. But of course, I actually learned a lot from this, because that was why I decided I will go onto an online business and no longer invest too much money in capital. All in all, I invested more than 6-figure sums in this, and it did not work out. Yeah, so it was a hard lesson for me, but it's a great learning for me to bring me where I am today. Then in 2017, same thing, I did 2.5 years and had to let it go because big external environment causes my course not to be able to move on anymore. And I cannot teach anyone, so I have to find a way to move on. Lesson learned basically is, even though the business that you let go, there will be skill sets that you picked up during this period of time. Because of curriculum development, I learned to be comfortable developing online courses. And because of the online summit series and e-courses that I have to develop, I learned to be very comfortable to be in front of a camera and learn video editing skills. So when I let go, basically the process is, of course, I hope to do my best, but when I learn to let go and the clash in the luck pillar happened such that everything else changed, something else happened for me. But before I move into that, I would like to touch about relationship, especially for people who voted for abundance in relationship. When we look at relationship, it is even more important to understand that in period 9, because of the passion, the opposites in terms of opinion, the anger, the grief, the passion, it's all over the place, that no one will see your point of view. Okay, especially when you're looking at parent-child relationship, mainly because we are brought up in totally different environments. Most of us are brought up in the periods of 6, 7, and 8. Our children are brought up in this new era. Their values and what they see as important will be very different from us. What made us successful last time will not make them successful in the longer term. So it's crucial for you to remember that letting go is part and parcel of this relationship abundance. Now, for my case, what did I learn? When I basically gave birth to my son, I gave up my job and decided I want to spend more time with him. But I cannot have the expectation that because I gave up, therefore he should have gratitude to me. It should be that I will do my best for him. I will do my best to guide him, and it's up to him. It's their journey as they grow up, be it in their studies, their work, where they want to do, and what relationships they want to be in. We cannot control that, okay? So only with that, then your relationship actually, be it your child, even if you're looking at your partner, okay? I counsel quite a bit of married couples, part and parcel of my feng shui consultation or Bazi consultation, because new couples that get married, one of the key things that they quarrel about is actually housework. Isn't it too mundane of something to quarrel because of expectation of who is supposed to do what? Different people have different ways of doing it. How they do it doesn't really matter so long as it gets done, right? So I think when you are looking at relationship, it's even more important to let go of your expectation and outcome. And the key is when you want to influence someone, it's really influencing someone from their perspective. And if you are familiar with my Bazi orientations, I think watch some of the videos and you understand what I mean. And then when I decided to let go, in terms of expectations and outcome, the interesting thing that I found was that I had unexpected abundance. So what is this unexpected abundance that I'm looking at? So as part and parcel of another path of brand building, because remember I said I will go into a clash period, and therefore I opened up 3 pathways. One was in training, one was corporate platform, the other one is brand building for myself. Then I decided to go more on YouTube, and thank you for your support. In less than 2 years, I went from less than 1,000 subscribers to more than 23,000 subscribers. And it's not about the number of subscribers or the number of likes for the video, which a lot of people call it vanity index, yeah. But it's basically when you go online, the chances of more people resonating with you is higher than if you stay within your own country, especially if I'm looking at Singapore, which is such a small country. One of the reasons why I decided to go into training and want to basically publish books is to let people know more about how you can utilize Asian personality profiling system, which is actually adapted from Bazi, how you can use this Chinese metaphysical system to understand yourself, help yourself, and help yourself be motivated. I wanted more people to know about it. And I went the route of training and corporate, trying to influence corporates. But the universe decided that that's not the path I should go. Instead, they sent me to YouTube, and my business currently has expanded worldwide. Okay, I have consultations and reports coming from all over the world. And I really thank you for hearing me and supporting me, because this is something that I did not expect. And if you trust, this is what can happen. And because of letting go of the disappointment that it took 2.5 years for me to basically get myself finally approved and the course, and then something happened. I had to push myself online and develop online courses instead. So my online business then increased to 28% in less than 2 years. That helped me quicken the process of building from 4 to 9 streams of income. And because of this, I now have more time. Quality of life is much better, and I have more time to focus on well-being, which is crucial in the inner alignment in this particular period that I mentioned earlier on.